So some very bad news for Diddy. Another lawsuit. Young Miami is implicated. Let's get into this. Hey guys, it's Rob and Raleigh. Hopefully you guys are all doing well today. Back again with another video. If you have not subscribed, guys, click that button. It is daily and consistent content. Comment down below. Give this video a thumbs up. And please subscribe to the channel. Just one click. That's all you guys have to do. And then let's get into this video. I am going live after this video. After 30 minutes after this video drops, I will be going live, just to let you guys know. But Al-B has spoken out again, and this man has sent a cease and desist to the owners of the book to instruct them that they must stop selling the book. So he's taken legal action against the owner because it became a bestseller. They made a lot of money off the book. Most of it was lies anyways, and he is not having it, and he's putting things into his legal hands. A couple of days ago, he did say free Quincy. Before that, he wants Kim Porter's body to be exhumed. He's been quite vocal. And I'm glad that he has been vocal. I'm glad that he has been speaking, because it definitely is needed. Now, some very bad news for Diddy. It looks like the grand jury is actually still looking into the allegations against him, even though the court trial isn't until October the 10th. So this is quite unusual. Hearing from at least one more worker about the alleged relationship with the mogul, and it's now that this possibly could lead to more charges. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ the grand jury is absolutely still convened, and this week it heard a testimony from a male escort who said he interacted with Diddy in the past. We're told the testimony covered Diddy's alleged outreach to the escort and his willingness to be in freak-offs. Our sources say the grand jury is also focused on Diddy's travel, including whether Diddy had ever transported the escort across state lines or into another country. They also asked about alleged payments made to the escort, specifically whether any such payments were made in cash or wire transfer, and via multiple sources it's been confirmed that the reason the grand jury is still meeting is because prosecutors might seek to now bring additional charges into a superseding indictment against Diddy. Very bad. A source close to Diddy says he's still focused on the facts and preparing his defense. He maintains he's innocent of these charges. A lot of the sex workers have apparently piqued the Fed's interest in recent days, as it's also been discussed. But when I spoke to you guys, a different male worker spoke to federal investigations and signed a proffer to make sure that he wasn't prosecuted with all the stuff that he was going to tell them. So additional charges could be coming through to Diddy. Outside of RICO, forced coercion and sex trafficking, it looks like there could be a lot more coming his way. The grand jury are still discussing, convening and talking, and they are trying to supersede a grand indictment. So, you know, they're trying to lock him in every single way. I'm surprised that this man is trying his best, basically, to get through and maintain his innocence when you're clearly not. But a law firm is repping more than 50 alleged victims. A Houston-based law firm is representing more than 50 alleged victims who say they've been faced SA and abuse from Diddy and his associates, and they're predicting the group will keep growing as the case progresses. This is a separate case. How many people Diddy has abused, I honestly don't understand. He details the alleged mind-boggling violations against them as debauchery and depravity exact by powerful people. So this to me is truly insane that 50 victims are coming out in one separate case together. And remember the press conference of the girl Talia, who came out a couple of days ago. She is also asking for others to join her for a class action lawsuit. So it's not whether this man Diddy is facing a class action lawsuit, it's how many are going to come his way. And it looks like there's going to be a lot more coming his way indeed. And it is definitely wild to me. Now, there's some shocking new Diddy news that I also just came across to me, but I feel like that this video will be very long if I discussed it here. So I'll be discussing this particular separate situation in my live. So definitely stay tuned for that live, because from my studying, research and sources, from something else that's just come out, it's the worst thing I believe so far. And I'm not surprised by it, but it definitely is insane. And so I'm going to be discussing that in my live in the next 30-40 minutes. So if you're watching this video, stay tuned, because I will be going live discussing more stuff just for an hour. But obviously, to get into the mix, shout out to everybody who joined my live yesterday. I appreciate it. It was a lot. We went through so much, and I'll be going live again for the 4th time in a row. It is tiring and exhausting, but I've got to give you guys the content, the updates, because so much is taking place. 50 victims in just one lawsuit. 50. No wonder the grand jury is convening and trying to supersede and have a grand indictment and find more charges. What are the charges? They didn't say charge, they said charges. Currently he has 3 on his back, but he might end up with 6 or 7. And how is his lawyer going to fight them all when Costco is dragging his lawyer left, right and center? He's in TMZ documentaries. He's doing interviews for the New York Post. The bail, he said that he should write that no woman will come to my house. The lawyer is messed up. The lawyer doesn't even know what he's doing. And this is the best lawyer that Diddy could have gotten because nobody else wanted him. Nobody else wanted to cover it. Nobody else wanted that bad PR. Nobody else wanted any of that all over them, knowing that they can't win it. And that makes sense. Why would a lawyer want to cover this case, have his face all over it, and then he knows that there's a 99% chance he will lose the case? Then that gives him a bad reputation, and many public profilic facing clients may not want to work with them, thus losing more money in the future. So I'm sure Diddy is paying these lawyers a lot because he still has a lot of money, but at the same time is a long-term investment. I don't think a lot of lawyers wanted it. The PR team still quit, as we know. He still hasn't got a new PR team. He hasn't hired anybody else, so he's still losing on that side as well. Honestly, it's a losing battle for Diddy. Every single video that I give to you guys is something more that happens to him that is far more negative. There's no good news that has come his way to benefit him. I don't even think he's even going to get that release sentence. This man is definitely going to jail. I don't know. It would be a miracle if this man came out. Unless he gave huge names, I don't see how Diddy is going to come out. And I don't see how Diddy is going to be snitching on these huge names, or whether he would be allowed to do so, or whether the higher ups know. Now, a New York Post have come out with an article where a woman was discussing the fact that higher executives had basically given her as a gift to Diddy. Now, who were these higher executives? Clive Davis could be one, Jimmy Iovine could be one, and you know, gifting is a funny way to put it when it's really you were being sold off to Diddy. And this is the exact trafficking allegations that are, you know, basically been facing his way, and that she was told to go to his car. They met 3 a.m. in the club, and that they were laced, took stuff and etc. and was sent. So this is this different story that I haven't heard about, but you being gifted is a different word, a fancy word for saying you've been sold off, and it's very insane. Young Miami, guys, has been implicated in the case that I spoke to you about. I do believe the lady could be Gina, but Young Miami has basically been implicated in how she was harassing this woman to try and get rid of the baby. So for her to be sitting up there in that interview with Santana and say that she didn't know anything about what happened, she's sorry for XYZ, Diddy was good to her, is some BS even more, because now she's been implicated in these law documents that she was there forcing this woman, harassing her to get rid of the baby because, you know, it was simply just not needed. So it might be Gina. I don't think it is. I think it could be somebody else because the baby was aborted. It wasn't. So I honestly just don't know. Maybe it was. I don't know. Maybe you guys know more about it specifically, but her name being thrown into this, I think is very important, because clearly she lied to all of us and a lot of people fell for it, in my opinion. She definitely knew what Diddy was doing. Just because he didn't do it to you doesn't mean that you didn't know what was going on and you weren't some accomplice, because that's what it's definitely giving. Subscribe, comment down below, give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Stay tuned for my live that's coming out in half an hour with some insane source information that I have. Subscribe, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.